If your money could talk, what would it say? Most people would answer, goodbye. If you had a relationship with money, what status would it be? Most people would answer, it's complicated. When I first asked myself these questions in my early 20s, I realized I had no relationship with money. In fact, money would have looked me straight in the eye and would have asked, why don't you want me? And it's not that I didn't want money. Let's be real. On the surface, most of us want to be financially independent and secure. But our limiting beliefs with money don't lie on the surface. Growing up in Lebanon, my dad was an engineer. He landed a job in a private school. But that meant that a middle-class child like me got to go to a rich private school filled with privileged kids. I still remember the shame and humiliation I felt when my mom would come and pick me up with her old beat-up car, when my friends' parents showed up in the latest models. I remember the intense guilt I felt when I had to tell my dad I needed a pair of glasses for the first time, seeing the stress and anger he felt hearing about an extra expense. And I remember the humiliation I felt being bullied because of the uncool, unbranded clothes that I wore. And I remember the jealousy I felt coming back from my friends' villas into my modest little home. Growing up, I always wished we had more money. But I also recalled hearing negative things about people with wealth. They're associated with corruption, greed, looked as being heartless or selfish. People who manipulated the system or took advantage of others. I guess the devil does wear Prada after all. So how can you want something when you have such conflicted views on it? And when I came to Canada at 16, my whole world changed, but our financial situation worsened. I went from middle class to welfare. I've seen days with improper heating or cooling systems, expired food from the food bank, hand-me-down clothes, and a continuous sense of frustration, stress, fear, anxiety, helplessness. There was no light at the end of my tunnel. It was turned off due to budget cuts. And the only thing I have saved for a rainy day was an umbrella. But at 23, I landed a job in the bank as a financial advisor. Wait, what? My family is still living on welfare, and now I'm in a position to help people in a system about money? Talk about feeling like a fraud. Every day I'd go in the bank and I'd hear stories after stories about people dealing with all sorts of financial adversities. And I really wanted to help my clients stand back on their feet, but not by missing car payments. I knew the products that we offered, but I also knew that I couldn't be of proper value or help unless I talked the talk and walked the walk. So I looked money back in the eye and said, okay, let's talk. Let's date. Let's get to know each other. Take me out. Show me your potential. And if you promise to be there for me, I will save you. So it started. My very first relationship with money. I went and bought every book I can find on the topic, studied it from every angle: the energy of money, the soul of money, the art of money, Think and Grow Rich, books on investing, book on finance. I read and studied and saved and invested. I dreamed big and I dared to believe in the possibilities. And every single day I was tempted to go back to my old ways, to feel like a victim of my circumstances. I would ask myself, did I want to be a prisoner of my past or a pioneer for my future? And at 28, when the headlines of the Toronto News were filled about the housing bubble and the millennials' inability to participate in real estate, I bought myself my first condo downtown Toronto on Bay Street. See, as I continued my career as a financial planner, I realized that the only way I was able to achieve that goal was by cultivating a powerful and meaningful and empowering relationship with money. And today, I have the intense pleasure of assisting my clients in celebrating their successes and milestones as they change their limiting beliefs with it as well. I had to rewrite the money story that didn't serve me, the story that told me that wealth was for other people, but not for me, or that money was the root of evil. See, you're only as rich as you allow yourself to be. Money turned out to be a keeper. Until death do us apart, I vow to continue exploring, expanding, and appreciating my relationship with it as I help others do the same. So, when is your date with money?